All right, guys, welcome back to Greg and Auntie Unleashed. We are back with you guys. Greg, how are we feeling today, mate?
Mate, I'm feeling good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a potty. Yeah, I'm keen.
That's it, mate.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Guys, check out our last episode. We were talking about missions and missions trips. Greg, you gave us a bit of info about the PNG missions trip, which we missed out on talking about last year.
Yeah.
So that was sick. So guys, go ahead and check that one out. And also, don't forget to follow us or subscribe. And yeah, I mean, it's the start of the year, fresh start to the year. And we talked about our goals, even talked a bit about the missions last week. And what's one of the ways, we're talking like pretty practical ways. What's one of the ways, Greg, for you that just helps you stay consistent, or probably one of the focal points of consistency for your Christian life throughout this year?
Yeah. It's a good question. I think it's I think the Christian life is not always doing massive trips and go on these mission trips. It's not just about conference time and these big events. It's also the times in between that where it's actually just your personal walk with God, and the daily devotion is what we need. I think that's probably something that on Sunday Pastor was talking about, and definitely spoke to me, and I'm sure it spoke to you too, Andy. Like, just not to be mediocre in our time that we're living. We have had like a big Christmas, and then we're coming to a new year, and I'm sure we've all set some goals, and like we all know what we want to achieve. But it's also like saying, all right, well, let's not forget to also bring it back to God, and like let's get that daily surrender coming back. So yeah, that's definitely something that's been on my mind. And how can we do that? Yeah, I think it's just daily staying in the Word and staying close to God, like through prayer. So yeah, those are the two things that I took away from the pastor's message. But yeah, man, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I liked that. I liked the daily walk with God. I think sometimes we think, especially as Christians, we kind of, we rocked up to church this week, all right, tick, we're done. Like, we're done it, we sorted our Christian life and it's all good. We're pretty good throughout the week, like, but it's like so much more than that. It's just that daily, like, relationship with God. I think that's something, like, I really think that we overcomplicate, like, our relationship with God. And it's like, and we don't just strip it back to like the same thing as a friendship or a relationship with somebody else. And like, how do you build that? Got mosquitoes here in the,
There's a fly.
in the house.
Got it. Mate, that's impressive.
No, I think I just knocked it somewhere. I don't know. If you guys see it flying around somewhere, let us know. But yeah, we like, what do you do to make a relationship, with somebody else, a friendship with somebody else, like, grow, right? It's time, right? Proximity. So like actually, spending time with them, and it's just that consistency, and quality of time.
Yes.
That's like same thing with God. Like, it's so easy to, just be like, oh yeah. And that was actually something I think Pastor Phil talked about last night as well, was about like spending time with God each day, like, and especially in the mornings. And it's so easy for all of us, myself included, to just, get up, go through your day, and you get to the end of your day, or you wake up the next morning and you go, oh, totally forgot to like spend time with God, or you just push it to the side. So I think I think you really nailed it on the head. That's one of the biggest like ways to stay consistent with God, and that's like the essence of it all. Like, when you strip it all back, what are we here on the earth for? We're obviously here to win souls, but we're here for the work that God's doing in you and me.
Yeah.
And how does he do that? Through our relationship with God with God each and every day. One big thing that helped me, and talking about like spending time with God, because I know it's a struggle.
Yeah,
like, I think everyone can like agree that it's pretty, if you're out of the habit, like if you've got a real good routine, real good habit of doing it, then you know what, there's probably some days that you struggle, but there's not, maybe you're not struggling with it that much. That's awesome. But for a lot of people, it's a struggle to make it happen every single day. One thing I found for myself is I do a journal. So I just write down one or two things that God shows me in the Bible each day. And that might be, so I'm currently going through Genesis, and like I'll go through maybe one verse a day, or I might go through like a whole chapter a day until I come to a point where like God's showing me something, then write that down. And then for me, then I send that every couple of weeks to a couple of people that I'm accountable to. And that means like, you know, not only myself, I look bad for myself, but I also look bad in front of these other people because I haven't been able to, you know, do every single day. And it's not all about, obviously it's not about pleasing others, but it's just one way to help me, because the main aim is to spend time with God, right? And to grow in Him. So it's just one thing that helps me to keep more consistent with God.
That's so true, man. I think accountability is a big one. And I actually haven't thought, like, usually accountability is used in different ways, but I think, accountability for Bible reading, that's a great idea. I think, it's definitely something that, I mean, I struggle with too. Life can get busy, and it's usually for us, I reckon it's the first thing that we say, all right, that can go. Or maybe prayer. When it comes to life, that's one thing Pastor Phil was saying that I also appreciate, was like, you know, if you have, let's say you devote like 15 minutes of your day to prayer, but now you want to go to the gym in the morning, it's like, you don't take 15 minutes off you don't take 5 minutes of your prayer to have 5 minutes at the gym. It's like, no, we prioritize prayer. We put that in front of other things. So, I think that's important to just remember to stay, like, keep your priorities in check. And I think, you know, it's just about that consistent walk with God. And like you said, consistency is not easy, but it really does over time. Like, you look at someone who's consistent with something, and they do it for a long time, like, they're going to always progress and be better at that thing than someone that does it once or twice. And things like, even someone that had, like, may struggle with praying or struggle with reading even, you know, I think Pastor Phil was also talking about like that. He didn't even know how to read, like, up to a certain age. Like, he was struggling to read, and he hated books. And like, maybe there's people like you out there listening right now that like you just hate the idea of reading the Bible because it's like, that's a book, and I don't like to read, and I'm not good at it. But that's the thing. He stayed consistent, and now he loves it. And so I think that's the key to it, is to stay consistent, and don't be mediocre.
Yeah, that's it. I like that. Coming back to mediocrity. Yeah. We were just chatting about that a little bit earlier this evening, you and I, Greg, about that whole idea of mediocrity. Yeah. And it was really good. Well, we heard a message about it yesterday, and I'll put it somewhere on the after the podcast or something like that, so you guys can check out the message about it. But a really good message about mediocrity. And tell us a couple of your thoughts from that, Greg, or something that kind of touched you from that.
It was good, man. I think that for me personally, I've definitely I've just been busy with life, a lot going on, and so I think I've just, like I said, sort of taken a back pedal on the Bible reading, and it's pretty easy to wake up in the morning and sort of hit that snooze button and not get the Bible out. But I think it's that was definitely the wake up call for me. Like, no more mucking around. Like, let's get into the Word each day, and you know, that's probably the thing that I took from it. Just, you know, and then also, you know, it's great to talk about missions like we did last week, and great to talk, like, to know we have conference coming up in 12 weeks and all these things coming up. But it's like, in the meantime, before we get to that, let's have that individual walk with God. I think that's an important thing, like, to think about as a church, right? You want to see your church grow and be more on fire for God, but like, if you think about what a church is, it's just a group of believers. So individually, we need to, as individuals, be more on fire for God, and that will, as a whole, make our church grow more on fire for God. So I think it's taking a step back, and instead of looking at others, look at yourself, like, where do I need to improve? So that's what I took from it. How about you, man?
Yeah, no, that's so good. Yeah, I loved it. I had no idea about, so it's talking about there's a church in a place called Laodicea back in the Bible time, but there was actually so many, like, that letter that they got to that church, it was so relevant to them. I didn't have a clue that there were so many relevant parts of it to their city, to like them specifically in that letter to them. So that was really cool, like, to be to be able to like understand where the writer was coming from with it. But then also I just liked just a couple of the points like where he flips the script. So he says like, you guys think that you got heaps of money, you guys think that you're well off, you're healthy, this and that, and he flips and he says, nah, what you should be having, one of them was gold tried through the fire. And you kind of just think about that and you go, like when God talks about like something being tried through the fire, he's talking about something going through hard times, through something going through like some type of a struggle, that kind of thing, and it makes you better. And I was talking with one of my mates yesterday just about that whole idea, and just like the same way, like, you strengthen a muscle, right?
Yeah.
You do reps of it, right? You take it past the point of failure to make it stronger, and that's literally God's wants us to be actually willing to do that and to go through that testing to actually grow. But like how so often, myself included, we just want to take that mediocre, that comfort, right? It's the comfort over the growth.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's just such a big thing. I know I was talking with Pete actually the other day, and we're just talking about like how God oftentimes wants to take us, especially like working in ministry, right, out of our comfort zone, so that because that is where we actually grow, and that's where like God really blesses. So it kind of ties in a little bit with the whole verse, which is we walk by faith and not by sight. Right? When can you actually walk by faith? When you're not walking by sight, right? Because when you're walking by sight, it doesn't require faith for you to just like, if you can see the road ahead and you can see like, hey, I'm comfortable with this, I've done, let's say, I'm a great singer, which I'm clearly not. But let's say, I'm a great singer, I get up the front of church, and I sing my heart out, to the Lord. But, that's pretty comfortable for me. But then it might come to me sharing my testimony in front of church. Man, that's me walking in the dark. Like, that is a step outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And obviously for everyone it's different. For me, it's probably getting up there and singing, right? That's a step into the dark there. It's probably a step into the dark for everyone that hears me as well.
That's it.
You gotta just have faith that,
your ears survive. Yeah, literally.
Your ears will survive.
That's it, mate.
But yeah, it just ties in very well with that idea of walking by faith and not by sight. And that once we actually step out and we start to grow, we actually challenge ourselves. God challenges us and helps us grow. And we find that a lot actually in ministry, I think.
Yeah, I reckon. I think, mate, that one word that spoke out to me when you was just talking was that word comfortable. And I was thinking in my brain, I was seeing these memes that have been going around. It's about like, I don't know if you've seen it. It's like, mums will do anything except work out. And it's like these mums, like mum class, and they all like jump on that trampoline. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
And it's it's the truth though. It's like all these like, you get these, it's hilarious. And like, similar when they're swinging ropes, right?
Yeah.
It's like, mate, it's ridiculous. Like, you look at this and you're like, obviously this is people trying to work out, and what's the point of working out? It's to get uncomfortable. It's to lose, it's to sweat, it's to, put on muscle. It's to literally strengthen you. And what people do, they're trying to do it the most easiest way out. And it's like, it looks ridiculous. I think that's sort of sometimes the perspective we can have as Christians is like, oh yeah, I'm doing so much for God, but I haven't challenged myself at all. I've stayed in the same ministry. I haven't tried anything new. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, I'm doing the same thing, but I'm still serving God, but like, they're still exercising, but look at how they're doing it. It's ridiculous. And it's like, that's the truth of life. It's not an easy concept to sort of grasp, but it's the truth. Like, we have to go through discomfort to sort of grow in our walk with God and in general. So I think it's important for all of us to consider where we're at spiritually and ask yourself, like, am I at a point where I haven't really heard from God much? Maybe it's getting quite repetitive, and I don't maybe you can start to doubt. And I think that's a point where you got to really question how close am I to God, and am I too comfortable right now? Like, do I need to really search God and search the scriptures, put something on my heart to go out and do something big for God, or something just to get back into your daily walk? So whatever it is, yeah, it's definitely a big danger, especially in our sort of society where we don't really have much pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can go to like a third world country and you say like, oh, I'm comfortable. They're gonna laugh at you. Like they have to risk their life to even open the Word of God. So, you know, it's definitely the biggest danger we struggle with in our society is, you know, we can get distracted and not take it seriously. So yeah, it's definitely something to consider, man.
Yeah, 100%. That the comfort, and especially like we were talking last week with, you know, the different countries, right? We have it so comfortable here in Australia, and it's so easy to just, because of that comfort, like, you know, just take a bit of a break, you know, just like nothing wrong with taking a break at appropriate times, but take a, you know, an extended break and just continue that break. And it's, we stop seeing, I think really we stop seeing God work when we like get real comfortable.
Yeah.
Because then we're not stepping outside of our comfort zone, right? Because like it is, when we step out of a comfort zone, it is a bit uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
But I think we all know that the rewards are so much better for that little bit of discomfort, right?
Yeah.
When doing the Lord's work, that because God blesses so much more from that,
yes.
from our faith. Like it says faith can move mountains, right? But I mean, how many mountains do we see moved? It's because generally I think that we're just really comfortable.
Yeah.
And so it was big wake up call. That was a really good. I really enjoyed that message yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was what I needed too, man. Definitely. I think another thing to consider is like when you maybe like you've had a really like a breakthrough moment with God, and like maybe you've recently got saved, or you know you've been going really good, and God's done something big in your life, and you know you felt spiritually on fire like the last previous few months. And then what happens, right? Or maybe you went through a season of discomfort, and now you come out of that. What happens is that your faith is really close to God at that moment because you've had to rely on Him. But when you get to that point where now you're not in that position, it's very easy just to sort of, I can take a step back now. You know, I don't need to rely on God as much now because I have, you know, I've progressed in that way. And so it's continually, that's why we say it's a daily walk. You daily have to surrender to God. You have to daily get back on track with Him because it's not like, you know, you get comfortable and then all of a sudden you're just going to always stay at this level, you know? It's so easy for us as humans like to be filled with pride, to be filled with things that bring us back down. So yeah, just daily walk with God. And yeah, just that's it. Don't be mediocre. That's the main takeaway. Like, thank you, Pastor Herman, for that message.
Yeah, 100%. Mediocrity, something to really think about. Hey, and that's it. I loved how, like you said, it's the difference isn't all the exciting things and the big events and those things that happen in your life. It's that consistency, spending time with God each day. It's that consistency, you know, to go to church. It's that consistency to be a good testimony. Yeah. It's that consistency of what you do with your time. And I mean, hey, I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to anybody that's listening or watching, and to you, mate.
Yeah.
So it's just something to really consider.
Yeah, and on that accountability part, if anyone that's listening wants to reach out to us, we'll be happy to hear from you and keep you accountable in whatever area you need. I know sometimes it's hard to find someone that you can, you know, reach out to, so we're always here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it's so good. All right, guys. Well, it's Greg and Andy Unleashed. We'll catch you on the next one.